Hi everyone! Here's a new video to introduce you to our new horse, Rohirrim. She's a quarter horse filly that we received last week, and I now begin a new series of short videos to show how to start a young quarter horse. Rohirrim was barely manipulated before, just used to the halter, and this very day, after an hour and a half in a trailer, she arrived at the Landry stables, where we actually met for the second time. The very first time, on October 18, I saw her for a couple of minutes and I actually flashed on her. So this is the reason why she's here today. She's a very smart quarter horse filly, pretty curious, with a great conformation. So that very day, we did not do much actually. Just introduce her to Brego, my quarter horse gelding, who has been my equine partner for the past 12 years or so. I really like the fact that they bonded very quickly. It looks like they have known each other for a while. I left them for half an hour in the arena and then just decided to have a very short working session with Rohirrim to see how she would respond to the fundamentals. And that is where we had our first issue. She just did not want to be caught. I spent maybe 10 minutes chasing her in the arena. And eventually I just decided to leave this arena with Brego, and that's the moment where she followed me, came to me, and that I could halter her. Since it was our very first day together, I did not want to overwhelm her with too much exercises, but as you know, fundamentals are the very basics. I always work with horses at first, and I really wanted to make sure that she understands very well backing up and lunging. Backing up because I want to make sure that she will respect my personal space. As for lunging, actually today I just want her to be able to understand the cue to move into one direction or the other, just to move away from me. And that's it for today. As I brought her back to the paddock with Brego, this is where I could actually practice a little more the backing up, just to make sure she understands that she has to remain behind me. And that went pretty well. On day 2, I decided to start to work with Brego first. I brought Rohirrim in the arena too, of course, so she can see and hear the flag and see how Brego reacts to all these. It was a kind of baptism for her. After a few minutes, I just brought back Brego to the paddock and started to work with Rohirrim. And the chasing started again. She did not want me to catch her. It took me a little more than 6 minutes to get her. The basic rules here is very simple. If you don't want to be with me, then I will make you run. Another illustration of this principle: make the right thing easy and the wrong thing difficult. Here the wrong thing is not to let me catch you up, so I'm just gonna make you run. As soon as you face toward me and you come to me, I leave you in peace. Here I use the rope to slap her butt. I certainly don't want to get her afraid. I don't want to hurt her, just to make the situation uncomfortable. And when she's fed up with running around, just comes up to me, and there we go.
Voilà. Et la seconde, je sais pas, il faudra lui demander tout à l'heure.
Je sais pas quand tu sois.
Today we had a more serious session of work. She's still very young, a little more than 2.5 years old, so of course we keep it short. But still, short doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be efficient. I first started to go through the fundamentals again. Backing up, of course. And then desensitizing. She's pretty good around the flag, actually. So I could pretty quickly dial up pressure and desensitize around the head and everywhere. She's pretty good with this.
Okay. Good girl.
After desensitizing, we went back to lunging exercise. The flag here will help me to make sure that she respects my safety bubble. As I said, the good news is that she's not too sensitive. Bad news with this is that she doesn't care much about the flag, so sometimes you have to firm up a little bit.
Good.
After that, we went to desensitizing to the rope. My goal today is to have her pretty good around different sorts of objects, so the flag, the rope, the pad. My intent is to settle her up the day after. Last but not least, it was time to manipulate her feet. The vet who checked her before she arrived told me that she could not really observe the hoofs since she was not used to that, so after all the desensitizing work we have done, it should not be too much of a problem. And as you see, she just needs to understand how to balance her weight in order to let me pick her foot. Went pretty well. And that was it for today. Thanks for watching.
What